pot shotting a little bit, navigating around the ring a little bit, using that uppercut on the inside, just being the busier guy. Right here, he turns his back, and that tells you part of what you need to know, that he's got a guy who's not looking to go after him in Drummond, and that's why Drummond is behind in this fight.
Round 7. Carl Davis Drummond came in with a 25-1 record. The only loss of his career was a respectable one to Ruslan Shagayev.
You know something, Joe? I think Drummond could take some lessons from Rossi, football lessons. You know, Rossi was the linebacker, wasn't he?
Defensive end.
Defensive end. You know that they shift those guys to linebacker.
Sure.
And you know that they teach them the fundamentals of moving parallel, down the line with the runner. Don't follow the runner. Go down the line, keep him in front. So, you know, Rossi could teach a couple, of course he doesn't want to teach him, but Drummond should go to football camp, maybe learn those lessons of going down the line so he can learn how to cut the ring down, because he's not going down the line here. He's just following Rossi around and allowing Rossi to use that ring.
Rossi is turning any corner he wants. And a little feint and jab.
And some good things from Rossi. You know, I should say that. Some good technical things. Being left alone, being no pressure being put on him. To me, the test of a guy doing things technically and physically is he doing it under pressure? Well, it's not Rossi's fault that Drummond's not pressing him. I'm sure Rossi is not unhappy about it, but Rossi being left alone, doing some good technical things, showing that he's learned some things, picking spots, you know, defensively moving after his last punch, changing range, getting out of town a little bit. Right there has been growth
with Derek Rossi, no doubt about it. He was a big, aggressive athlete early on in his boxing career, and now he is becoming more of a boxer.
Well, he learned from our terrific guest host in the studio, Mr. Chambers, that it's not just about being big and aggressive. He learned that lesson on that night, or part of that lesson.
Of course, Eddie Chambers, in this generation, would be considered an undersized heavyweight, but as skilled as anybody is in the sweet science. Fast hands, great overall skill set. And it's risen him to a 35-1 record, and Ring Magazine has him number 3 in the world, just behind your heavyweight, Teddy, the 17-0 Alexander Povetkin.
Yeah, I want Eddie to do me a favor. I know they're negotiating for that fight with Klitschko. We're the mandatory in that fight. I want Eddie to go over there. Of course, he wants to win a fight, but I want him to soften him up. Eddie, please soften him up, please.
Thank you. And to 7.
I'm here with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office PAL boxing team, and I'm glad to have them here with me. Hey, you guys think we're going to have a good fight tonight?
Yeah!
Would you like to hang out and watch while I do the fight plan?
Yeah!
All right, I need Saul. We're going to get this done. Anybody see Saul, by the way? Where's Saul? You seen him? Huh? We can't do it without him. So who buried Saul? Well, all right, get Saul unburied, and then we're going to be back in a little while for the fight plan.
That should be fun. Just another day at the beach for Saul, but the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, the PAL boxing team. I know you've spent a lot of quality time with those young men when you come down here to South Florida, and they're going to take part in the fight plan.
I was glad to have them. They're good people.
Let's look at the punch track here between Drummond and Rossi, because I think this is quite revealing. This is landed by round. Drummond came out 15-12 in the first round, and then landing 3 in the 6th and just 5 in the 7th. I mean, the ignition's almost off on Carl Davis Drummond.
You know, it was funny early on in the fight. I said, you know, it should be competitive. Not a lot to separate each guy. Fairly even match on paper. Who's tougher mentally? Who wants to fight more? And so far, there's only been one guy who's really wanted to fight for the most part, and that's been Rossi. And again, he hasn't had to really go and, you know, get involved in a thrill in Manila. He hasn't had to really outfight Drummond, just outmaneuver him, even outcute him a little bit.
He talked about the mental side of the game with us, Teddy, and the last time we had him it was against Chambers. Since then, he went and spent 3 months training in China with the Shaolin Temple monks and dissecting the mental side of being a fighter. Well, he said he got there, the first thing they said is, "Are you a fighter?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Then you will not eat for a week." They tested him that way.
Yeah, discipline. Putting him in an uncomfortable place and seeing how he behaves, because you're in an uncomfortable place when you're in that squared circle. You better know how to make the right choices. So that's a good start, and it was give credit to Rousey for seeking that help out. You know, after the couple losses, he was looking for any help he could get. But give him credit for understanding that 75% of this game, Joe, is mental. So if you can get help in those dimensions, go get it.
There's a left hand to the body from Drummond. Best punch he's landed of the night.
About the 5th punch he's thrown tonight.
Right.
I mean, you don't need any fancy calculators to keep the punch numbers with Drummond tonight. You just need one hand and the digits on that one hand. Or maybe 2 hands. But no toes. And again, you see Drummond not right hand down.
From Drummond.
He needs to cut that ring down, Joe. Now he's got a little something going. Instead of following Rousey, he needs to go down the line and stay with him, like right now.
Rousey went straight back, and he almost paid a price. That was the best output we've seen out of Drummond in a long time. End of 8, 2 rounds to go. Getting a little more interesting. Round number 9 here on our Friday Night Fights opening bout. Derek Rossy, the former college football player at Boston College, now emerging as a developed heavyweight here, taking on the 34-year-old Costa Rican, 25-1, is Carl Davis Drummond. Drummond didn't do much of anything until the 8th round when he landed a good body shot and tried to go upstairs and press a little action against Rossy.
Low blow there.
Santori, Frank Santori, referee, is going to give him the 5-minute time.
You know, it's a funny thing. If you look at it, we're going to get a look here. It was definitely a low blow, but Rossy, when he first got hit and the referee didn't come in, he handled it okay. Watch, here's a low blow. Now, not all of Drummond's fault. His head got pulled down a little bit to misdirect that punch a little bit. Take a look there. See? Rossy pulls his head down and misdirects that punch a little bit. But when Rossy first got hit with that and the referee hadn't noticed it, you know, he wasn't letting it bother him. He was ready to fight. As soon as the ref noticed it, then, of course, he said, hey, let me take a little time here. All of a sudden, the pain started coming. What's not coming and what should be coming, and if it does, maybe there'll be a little pain in the body and mind of Rossy. That jab of Drummond, no jab. He's walking in without a jab. If he would come in behind the jab, then Rossy wouldn't pot shot him.
He's only landed 16 jabs in 9 rounds. There's another left hand to the body. That's the punch that got things started the last round.
Now what he's got to do, Joe, in the last round, he got a little something going, Drummond. He has to continue with that. And there's a good shot from Rossy, pot shotting a little bit.
Uppercut on the inside from Rossy. And Drummond goes straight back, off balance. Rossy now on the attack as Drummond tries to tie up.
And that uppercut has been there all night for Rossy. What he needs to do now, the right uppercut is there. Stay with it and put the left hook on top of it. Instead of hitting him just the right uppercut, when the head goes up, finish the job with the left. There it is again, the right uppercut. Even though that one didn't land clean, it picked up the head of Drummond and gives an opportunity for the cleanup punch, the left hook. If Rossy does that, I think he puts Drummond on the canvas.
50 seconds to go here in the 9th round.
Now, another thing Rossy has to be careful. He's starting to have his way. He's starting to find that he can be the bigger man on the inside. Continue with that. See, now he's going back on the outside. He doesn't have that full confidence. See, he allows himself to be grabbed. See, a guy with a little more confidence, like an Eddie Chambers, he would take that little step back, and he would continue working on the inside. Keep that offense going instead of losing it. This is where Rossy should go back to that jab. You know, he had that jab work in the early rounds. He was carrying the rounds primarily with the jab. Good body shot by Rossy.
End of 9. Big uppercut in that 9th round from Derek Rossi. 1 round to go.
You ain't getting your left hand up. Okay, you're waiting, looking for a shot. Don't look for a shot call. Don't look for a shot call, all right? Don't look for a shot. Create a shot call by letting
Let's take a look at the action from that 9th round.
And again, there's the right uppercut. It staggers Drummond, but no left hook behind it. There's a little pot shot later in the round with the right hand of Rossi. And there's the right uppercut again and again. Another look at that right uppercut. Picks the head up of Drummond. Staggers his legs right there, but no left hook on top. If the left hook is on top of there, and that comes with a little more experience, a little more confidence. If the left hook is on top of there, Drummond goes to the floor.
Rossi looking to cruise into his 4th straight win. 22-7 connect advantage in the 9th. 160-71 connect advantage overall.